I know. No more racing, we got it. We could reach it, yeah, we got it. Oh, I'm feeling good like that. So what you gonna do? And I can't stop thinking about you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Goddamn, would you look at me? Yo, I'm a lazy motherfucker, that's what everyone sees. Ain't it funny how you wanna be the best, but you can't even get up and get dressed? Wasted, face it, you're never gonna make it. Rockstar, you won't get far. And I know you're confused. People tell you you can be anything you wanna be. Wanna go to outer space, superhero in the streets. Wow, damn, what a lie. What a time to be alive. How have I survived? Life's a battlefield. 1974. Takes hold, then I just might wind up dead. Wasted, face it, you're never gonna be the one. Rockstar, you won't get far, but at least you had fun. People tell you you can be anything you wanna be, a king or a queen, as long as you got a dream. Oh no, it's a lie, they just wanna take your life, try to tell you it's a battlefield. People tell you you can be anything you wanna be. Wanna go to outer space, superhero in the streets. God damn, what a lie. What a time to be alive. How have I survived? Life's a battlefield. 1974.
Welcome into the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Tonight you're joining us for our production of Esports Tower Rocket League Rumble. Tonight we will be bringing you a fantastic tournament that's sure to have a lot of action and surprises. I'm your host Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Artie Nerdy Rain. Artie, we have been finding a lot of great talent that has been out in the Rocket League Rumble thus far. We're handling part 2 of week 2 right now. And we're going to have 2 best-of-7 matches, so a full marathon for Rocket League.
Yay.
Yeah, I know, just not she like best-of-7s.
I mean, no matter what, I feel like every time we've had anything that's more than a best-of-3, it still turns into a best-of-3. It goes back and forth, and then, you know, finally it's, oh, this team's at match point, and then the other team's at match point, and then we're best-of-3. No matter what, these teams absolutely adore it, so they force us into a best-of-3 situation every single time.
Yep, they always do. It usually just never seems to be a shutout, and even more so today because all the players are going to be split up. They're split between 2 teams, so no team is really going to have their full comp. It's going to be individual talent on display. Coaches want to see how the players react to their team pairings. So 4 teams competing. Here's how it will work. You have 3v3 soccer in best-of-7 matches, round robin, single elimination with golden goal, sudden death. Just what we're used to in Rocket League, never changing, always constant. That is how it will work out. And this week we are going to see the Hammerheads, the Barracudas, the Everests, and the Eagles playing tonight. And so, even though the team comps are new, some of the players are not going to be new. We'll probably see some familiar faces as we start off with Hammerheads versus Everests. And a friendly reminder to start the first match. Remind our friends on Twitch that you can support your team, celebrate their success, but of course, be respectful to other fans. As they would say, behave yourselves.
Yes, please do. You never know who's actually in that chat room watching.
Who could be watching? Maybe Doc is watching because he always leaves us with keys to the game before every single match. And Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League tonight are going to be to create mistakes, punish overcommits, play off the walls better, and demo to disrupt. It's brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. All right, match 1 of 2. I mean, they're best-of-7s, but there's only 2 matches tonight. So it all kind of works out, hopefully. I'm trying to lift your spirits, Nerdy, but I see it's not successful. So we're just going to have to head into the match. Hammerheads and Everest facing off in our first show match of the night. Should be interesting to see how the players play on their new randomly assigned teams.
All right, so it looks like coming in for the Hammerheads, we have DJ, newer name, Enzo, and Comet. Enzo's a returner. The other 2, not so much, unless they are just people who've changed their names. 323, no idea who you are, so hopefully you are not a former Esports Tower member or a returning one who changed their name to Baby. We're very familiar with you, unless, again, someone playing a joke on us. And then we have Hawker, someone we have not seen in a very long time, running out the Everest roster.
A little bit of a tap back to midfield as Comet is going to push it up to mid-air, back toward where, you know, 2-3-2. Oh, 2-3-2. Sorry, I was thrown off by the symbols there. Overall, there goes Comet waterfalling down right in front of the goal, but there's no follow-up, so the Hammerheads are going to remain scoreless for right now as Gababy is going to pass it back to 2-3-2. Back over to Gababy as the give and go goes, and then not so much go here as they get stopped in midfield.
Comet manages to get around 2-3-2, but it is stolen away shortly thereafter by Hawker, who gives it to Gababy. Touch and go back to Gababy and Hawker. Comet disrupts that, bringing it across the midfield stripe with some help from DJ. In the back third now on the Everest half of the field. Ball's going to get passed off the back wall, touched by Hawker, allowing 2-3-2 an opportunity, but it's going to be Gababy instead who tries to send it to the mid. It is going to be stopped in its tracks, though, by the Hammerheads.
Ooh, nice shot there by Enzo, but it's just off the front post. It's going to be head back, and Everest struggling a little bit to find a clear here. As far as openings go, this really hasn't been the most exciting tied 0-0. That might show that the coach's plans to split the teams up may have made them quite evenly matched.
I actually really enjoy shaking things up a little bit, so the skill level is a slightly more equal across every single team that we'll have here today. At least that's what my hope is. So we have Enzo give the pass back to DJ, who pops it up to Enzo, who tries to go for the hood dunk down in the net. It is going to be saved by Gababy, sent to the midfield, crossing over into the back third on Hammerhead territory. Ball is stopped right in front of the top of that goal box, sent to the side by 2-3-2. That's a challenge from Enzo, who gets it to the midfield and into the back third on the Everest half.
Enzo's not going to be able to center it as Gababy stops him. Grounded by Comet, trying to keep the play going. Maybe looking for the centering, but doesn't have the boost to keep his play going. So that's going to whip. He has to go back, way back to his own territory to pick some boost up, leaving the Everest with a bit of time to possibly clear here. It's going to be taken away by Enzo, but misses to Gababy, allowing DJ to get a tap on it, but it's not going to be a tap that turns into a clear. Instead, it heads right back over to the other side of the field. As we're halfway through this first game, no team yet to score.
2-3-2 tries to send the ball across to the other side of the field. Does not work out. Comet with a great volley to the back half of the Everest side of the field. From Comet was saved by 2-3-2. Gababy now trying to push up, crossing midfield stripe. Ball is in the air in the corner though. Enzo tries to steal it. Hawker pushes it further in. It gets popped up and sent to mid by Comet. Stopped though by 2-3-2.
As we move on here, we have about 2 minutes left in this match as Enzo's going to get a demo onto Gababy. Still Everest struggling to kind of close it out and find the goal. In fact, they've been struggling to make a shot on goal at all. They only have saves in their activity feed. It's been 5 shots on goal by the Hammerhead, now 6. One of them's eventually got to make it through, but Everest really struggling offensively.
Well, we've got 90 seconds left in this first game here of this best of 7. We'll see who manages to find a goal or if we go into overtime. Either way, it'll be exciting. Low-scoring games are good games nonetheless, but definitely you're right. We got to see some more opportunities here created by the Everest for themselves as the ball is still on their half of field. Shot in from DJ, saved by Hawker. Their defense is strong, but their offense is definitely struggling.
Back down in front of the goal. Enzo doesn't quite get the hit he wanted. Instead, it goes wide. Gonna head back over to DJ, but pushed right over him by 2-3-2. 1 minute left in this match. It gets pushed off to the side by Hawker. Can they make something happen here? They've got 6 saves to their name, but nothing else. And finally,
Enzo!
The 8th shot on goal is the first actual goal.
I mean, one's got to go in eventually, right?
You would think so.
It worked out. It finally worked out. We've got 48 seconds left. I mean, that is enough time to score a singular goal. So Hammerheads aren't quite sitting in the most comfortable position. They want one extra, or they need to play constant keep away here from the Everest. There was a goal scoring opportunity there, but it is not going to register for any of the Everest team members, unfortunately. Ball at the midfield. DJ gets it past one. Has Comet for help, but shot on goal saved by Gababy as we cross into the last 30 seconds. An awkward double commit there from the Everest goes unpunished.
Hammerheads look like they could be going toward their first win here if all things continue going well. Enzo with another shot. Okay, yep, definitely a first win for the Hammerheads.
Yep, now they're sitting where they want to be in a 2-goal differential. 17 seconds left on that timer. Not normally enough time to score 2 goals unless you get an immediate kickoff goal here for the Everest, in which case we could see a buzzer beater opportunity. But as things stand right now, it really is looking like the Hammerheads will walk away with the Game 1 win.
Does indeed look like that. Hammerheads just need 10 seconds left and they will have secured their first victory here. Area ought to fall down right in front of the goal. No goal to show for there by the Everest. Gonna leave it 2-0 for now. Hammerhead's doing pretty well. Enzo, really the star player though. As you can see, his activity feed just loaded up.
Many accolades.
Yep. The coaches were excited to see how the Hammerheads played with the best individually talented player, which was Enzo, leading the team, and how his teammates are adapting to his play style.
Well, Enzo, you popped off. Hopefully you're acting as an in-game lead as well to your 2 new coming teammates. At least as far as where we're here on desk, they are relatively new to the Esports Tower scene as a whole, possibly just our ladder and group stages, though. They could have been in practice for an extended period of time before we got to see them.
Yep, it did. Just because it's the first time we're seeing on broadcast doesn't mean they haven't been playing with the other players. The player who has been around for a long time has been Gababy, has been a bunch of teams in Esports Tower and has a ton of other teammates. So he is familiar to the constantly changing rosters. So we can maybe see Gababy pop off here in the second game as we get to it. Game number 2 in this best of 7. Hammerheads still need 3 more wins as Nerdy glares a hole into the side of my head every time I say best of 7. We're ready to get going.
Soul, okay? It really hurts my soul, but it's all right. I understand. You want to give him the maximum amount of time without it being ridiculous to have a reverse sweep. It's just, sometimes my soul hurts and my voice starts to cry.
I know.
And y'all can't even give me my Hot Wheels map.
Nerdy is going to continue on this quest. They got Blizzard World yesterday, so they were hoping for, Hot Wheels onward and upward, I suppose.
I totally get why no one likes to play the Hot Wheels map because of the brightness issues, but I can hope and pray one day I shall see it again. Gababy currently in the corner, has to play it around. Comet does manage to get it past them. Now they're elevating, gets it past another, looks like it was past DJ, but Enzo in the corner, sends it to the mid. Hawker stops that, it's gonna roll across that back wall to see DJ take out Hawker, stopping that opportunity for the Everest.
Mostly side control working out in favor of the Hammerheads here. They're not going to get their first goal there, but DJ is going to be credited with the shot on goal. Again, we're going to have to just keep in track how long that ball stays on the orange side of the field, the overall side control, how much the Hammerheads are able to deny the Everest of any sort of offensive capability.
Oh, it looks like Enzo and Hawker are going to collide with each other for quite some time. Now elevating, we have Gababy who just can't quite get high enough, so they choose to just boot Comet away from the ball. 2-3-2 tries to set it at the goal. That's our first shot on goal, second shot on goal actually coming out for the Everest here in this game number 2 and overall in our series thus far. Both saved off the back wall. Enzo and Comet, awkward double commit. I do think that's going to shut down that goal scoring opportunity for the Hammerheads.
Most likely. So is then going to answer back here. Another tap on there, but didn't quite have the angle he wanted to keep air dribbling there. 2-3-2, going to be beaten to the boost. It's stolen away by DJ, and 2-3-2 falls out of the sky, having no boost. Hawker trying to do a flip reset there, but it isn't able to get back.
Ooh, does a risky pass in front of their own goal to send it to the corner. Gababy takes out DJ. Hawker now pushing forward, toss the ball up. Comet is going to be the one to intercept that, though. Giving it to Enzo, who's trying to play it into the corner and possibly center it back up for a teammate. That teammate was intended to be DJ, but the Everest do manage to stop that opportunity. Comet off the wall, brings the ball in front of the net after colliding with Hawker, but crossing the midfield stripe now is a goal-scoring opportunity for the Everest from 2-3-2, taken away by DJ.
Back over to the other side of the field. DJ quickly following that ball. It's going to go down. It has a chance here with 2-3-2. Just tapping it in. Nice chip shot. Everest have their first.
This was pretty beautiful.
Enzo was just waiting to the last moment there, but just waited a little bit too long, it looks like. It happens. Can't always defend every single goal.
Well, it's only one, so they can definitely make that up if you're here to root for the Hammerheads. They've got just about, well, they actually have exactly one half of game number 2 left to equalize this in their favor. They did score 2 very quickly in last game. DJ's shot saved by Gababy, though. Perhaps the play needs to be either force Gababy out of position with an initial shot to get the rebound play, or take Gababy out entirely by demoing them. We'll have to wait and see if that becomes a strategy here for the Hammerheads.
Comet chasing back down toward the field. Not going to find it there. DJ having to head back here. Now he's able to take it away from him. Only 2-3-2 is left. The give and go toward Enzo, and it doesn't find it. The crossbar being nobody's friend here.
That fourth man is so deadly. Here's another shot on goal from Comet. Too far forward to even be credited to them. Gababy now off the ceiling, takes off with Ricochet. They do lose possession for a few moments, so Hawker comes in to help them out, ends up putting pressure on them here. Still, Comet takes a shot on the goal, double commit from 2-3-2, and Gababy pitches the ball off to the side, allowing 2-3-2 to push forward to commit with some help from Gababy, who's going to now elevate. Comet takes the ball away, though, still on the Everest half the field.
Enzo trying to meet, but isn't able to take the ball away. Oh, and a bit of interference there, trying to move the last goalie out of the way just a bit too late. He's still got a tap on it. That sends the ball back toward midfield. But now another one, they left the goal open again. Hammerheads. What am I seeing here all of a sudden?
Stop giving me anxiety. Oh my gosh. Okay, we just had 2 back-to-back demos, so we're equalized on both sides. DJ now dunks the ball down. We are crossing into 1-minute territory. Everest in the lead by 1, still looking for a security goal. Hammerheads looking for their first goal here to either equalize us out, send us into overtime, or to start their path to find one more in just a short minute.
Comet moving here around the corner. Gonna try to tap it in with DJ, unable to find it. Look at 2-3-2, all of a sudden he's become kind of the top player. Another shot there by Comet, just a little bit off. Bounces off the post. 30 seconds left, Hammerheads, no lack of trying to get their equalizer here. They're starting to run up against the timer. And what a great clear there by Hawker. That's probably decisive.
Oh, I really thought that was going to be an opportunity. Baby's going for the reset, sends it too far to the other side, though. Now it's just going to play keep away. Comet, though, off the ground, pushes it to the back third on the other side of the field. They need to get this ball in the air if they're looking for an opportunity to find that equalizer, but that spike down off the ceiling could be it. 2-3-2 lets it go, and with that, Everest win, and we're now at best of 5.
Yep. Okay, I was kind of hoping, you know, that we wouldn't be subjected to the full, but yeah, like you said, these teams have a habit of just resetting.
Every time we feel like we have a very good performance from any team, and I feel like that first game was relatively equal, but still, it's like game number 1, drastically different than any other game in the series, because it's just like whomever wins, and no offense to anyone that's listening that's a player, but it does not seem to always matter who wins game number 1.
Yep, these teams need to work together because going at it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills. You can see how far these players have progressed in their Esports Towers careers, especially Enzo, Gababy, and 2-3-2 is rising to the challenge. The Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. Shout out to Coach Jake, and for those of you watching who haven't checked out Esports Tower clubs, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. Alrighty, we still have a lot of this best of 7 to go here. And you're keeping track, you're putting some stats down right now, Nerdy. What are you jotting down?
So right now I am keeping track of like certain players' performance throughout the course of the games, because when there is possibility of 14 games that we have to watch today,
Sure.
2 matches, but 14 rounds in total, that is a lot for my goldfish memory to remember. So I'm trying to keep track of like who I basically equivocate to being kind of the top fragger for each of these rounds, so I can properly assess who I will nominate for player of the match.
I appreciate that you use the word equivocate there, because that brings in the possibility that it might not be the correct assumption. So.
I'm fine with admitting I'm wrong quite a bit of the time. Like I just said, I have the memory of a goldfish. I could write something down here and it not even be the correct response, well, like the correct answer, even though I just saw it. DJ, though, comes in clutch, finding a goal very quickly with an assist here from Comet. That is, I believe, the fastest goal that we have seen thus far. Way to start off game number 3 strong there for the Hammerheads. If it tells us a story, though, that it's going to be a 1 or maybe 2 goal game, that could be the only one we see for the remainder of game number 3. Here we have Comet take out Gababy. Hawker shot on goal, stopped by Enzo. And then 2-3-2 shot on goal is going to be stopped by Comet. DJ now trying to push forward at the midfield. Gets stopped in mid-flight by Hawker. Doesn't stop the ball, though. 2-3-2 spiking it up in front of their own goal. Gonna have some pressure put on them from Comet, who steals it away, playing it off the wall. Hawker tries to go disrupt them, but the perfect opportunity for Enzo to cut in here off of this wall opportunity here created by Comet. Finds goal number 2 in quick succession compared to the first one, and they get it past Gababy. He went out of the way, trying to actually go push Enzo, but Enzo just barely squeaked past them to get that goal in. 4 minutes, 30 seconds still left on the clock.
Now the Hammerheads just wishing they had those 2 goals kind of last game, you know. Everything that they were searching for in the last 30 seconds of the last round, they found here in game 3. So a good start for them. Great play by DJ and Enzo. We'll see if they can continue it up as they pepper another shot onto the goal there. 2-3-2 is going to be credited with the save. So here goes Comet to waterfall it down, trying to set it up again, just squeezing it in. Enzo makes it 3-0.
That was absolutely awesome. I don't know what the heck happened in the amount of time these players got between game number 2 and game number 3 here, but Hammerheads, y'all are absolutely popping off. Like, look at those accolades. We have not seen that thus far. Comet already has the playmaker little, I guess, accolade. It does not show up here on our screen on the left-hand side, but it did pop up on the upper right. It's a little bit awkward to get that one in on our overlay. So for now, we'll just know that you got it. Nicely done, Comet, for setting up so many opportunities for your teammates already in just 1 minute and 10 seconds.
Now quite a task laid out for the Everest. Their victory last round was just 1 goal. So they're going to have to all of a sudden make 4 if they want to win this. Way above the pace that they've set, but the pace was almost continuing for the Hammerheads there as DJ had another shot on goal. Saw a demo out there for the Everest, buying themselves a little time. Gababy trying with the deflect, but gets disrupted by DJ. Now Comet is passing back to midfield. Passing, oh well, okay, his pass is disrupted by Hawker. But DJ has things going, might be able to get it back to the Hammerheads.
I will be honest, we don't typically see as much aerial disruption play as we've seen in these last couple games here between these teams. A lot of the time we see someone go in the air and maybe Gababy goes to the challenge, maybe Enzo does, but having these newer faces being more than comfortable doing that same aerial play is fantastic. I love seeing people, even if you don't feel confident in your ball control in the air, your ability to just be like, I know where you're going in that flight path. I'm going to shut you down. And that's been Hawker quite a bit here for the Everest. But, you know, goal number 3 there for the Hammerheads. So, well, goal number 1 actually, I believe, for the Everest there. So that was actually very nicely done.
Still a long way to go, though. And Hammerheads would love to get back that 3-goal lead. Right now they have to start with a clear. Heads back 2-3-2. He's going to pepper it over to Enzo. Rounded there by Hawker, way back over in possession of the Hammerheads. It's right in front of the goal. Enzo misses his clear, and that almost proves costly.
And there was a double commit off that save from the defenders, but I do believe the Everest players had reset the play, and nonetheless, it's okay to not fully capitalize on those, and not prevent an overcommit is also good. We've Enzo stopped Gababy here for a few moments. They're off the respawn. Hawker makes another save on a goal-scoring opportunity. Ball still here, back third of Everest side of the field, off the back wall. Comet has already rotated back, so the opportunity to create a play has gone away. Comet now in the air, trying to give it another go. As Enzo swoop in and takes the shot, but that ever so steadfast fourth man at the crossbar comes in and thwarts that opportunity.
Head back down toward the goal there, and it's not going to be centered. Gababy denies them that. Still, 1 more minute has been drained from the timer, so Everest are facing a steady amount of pressure to step up and perform here. They've already gotten 1 goal, trying to go for the second. 2-3-2 has it played over him, back to midfield. DJ off the wall, going to center it, denied by Gababy. Comet now centering again, and Demos 2-3-2 might be a slight opening here for the Hammerheads. They can't get the angle that they want, though. It's more like they're opting to play a bit safe here, run out the timer.
Hawker dunks the ball down into the corner, but it's not going to be completely cleared out yet by the Everest. Comet comes in. Enzo takes out Hawker. This could be the opportunity. DJ, though, unfortunately can't quite get the angle right for the reset. Enzo hits the crossbar. All 3 members of the Everest are severely bunched up right now, so the opportunity for a clear is not quite where they need it, but it does happen, and a cherry pick from Gababy. Great goal scoring opportunity, but Enzo does stop that one. Another one goes up. Comet elevates, making another great save from 2-3-2 shot.
Jay around the corner. Enzo whiffs on that one. An opening for 2-3-2. Saved by Comet. Back over to the side. Half a minute left. Say 2 goals in 30 seconds, that's really asking for a lot, especially if the side control can be gained back by the Hammerheads here. They can just coast on to victory. Now only 15 seconds left. I think Hammerheads have... I might have spoken too soon there. The crossbar now being the Hammerheads' ally, helping them secure this victory.
3 seconds left. Ball on Everest half of the field. 2-3-2 elevates. It's in the air. Comet actually keeps it alive as well. Very kind of risky territory, but nonetheless, they're in the lead by 2. So even if this cross-map shot goes in and Everest gets the touch from the assist from Gababy all the way on the other half of the field, that only brings their score up to 2. Everest will unfortunately walk away from this game down 1 as there's no time left on that clock.
Hammerheads win, and advantage goes back over to them. If they win this next one, there will be a game point. They still had the overall side control there, which seemed like that was kind of their strategy, to just keep control of the ball, run out the timer. They had the 3-goal lead. It was made into a 1-goal lead, but still enough to carry them over the edge.
I'm going to give major shout-outs here to Comet. You did a fantastic job setting up your teammates for those 3 goals. You don't always have to be the one to find those goals, but setting other people up to do so is insanely important, so hats off to you.
Well, we want to give a moment to congratulate all of the players right now who have graduated from the Esports Tower Club and have been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have been received over $1.6 million in scholarship awards. These students have not only worked hard on their in-game play, but worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. Players that have received these scholarships are talented, hardworking, and driven, and we could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. So now that ends Game 3 of this best of 7. I'm just making sure you're still aware here and can still pass judgment on me right now. All right, but it could still end in 5 games. It could still end in 5 games.
It very much so could, especially considering the Hammerheads.
But the question is that the question that always gets brought up in these best of 7s is the endurance of these players.
Most definitely.
Can they keep up their performance? And I think that might be a question for the Hammerheads because they had a great opening. Not talk about endurance for a match, but just in one game, Hammerheads were great for the first minute or so. And then all of a sudden, they were just struggling to maintain their lead.
Perhaps that's their plan, is to start explosively here for the game, for the remainder of the matches. I mean, the first 2 games felt more of a lull in comparison to what we just witnessed there in game number 3. Perhaps that's their strategy, to start out explosive and then kind of relax for the remainder of the game so that they can just maintain a 2-goal lead. And they are prepared to have to go the distance of a 7-game series. Though I feel like just playing strong core mechanic Rocket League and going into, match point is a better strategy rather than preparing to gas yourself for 7 games in a row. Hawker has a great dunk. It does end up getting touched by one of the Hammerheads. Spiked off the ceiling, shot on goal by Big Baby. It looks like 2, if not all 3 defenders actually tried to get an opportunity to save this one. At least I know for sure Enzo and DJ did go after it. Yes, they do, but Hawker was also there nonetheless. Comet was going to try to come in if there was a rebound opportunity, but Everest up by 1. 35 seconds elapsed off that clock.
Pinched over to the side. Now, one interesting thing here, Nerdy, is just to keep track of so many stats, is we have not had one equalizer this entire game. Once a team has gotten into the lead, they have ended up winning that game. So it's held fast for 3 games here. Neither of these teams have really shown that once they're behind, they can really start rallying, except with the exception of the Everest. Last round did a great rally with 2 goals, but still didn't overcome the deficit. See if the Hammerheads can overcome their deficit right now.
They've got 3 minutes and 50 seconds to do so. DJ's taking out one defender, that defender being 2-3-2. Now off the respawn, Baby's going to put pressure on Enzo. DJ's going to choose to push Hawker out of the way and end up demoing them. Comet has an opportunity to take a few touches. We have 2 defenders commit. There's no follow-up immediately from the Hammerhead, so they'll have to reset this play. Hawker pushes the ball too high above themselves. It's taken away. DJ now in the corner-ish wall area. Does manage to get a touch, but unfortunately the ball does get cleared to the back third here on the Hammerhead's half of the field as Baby takes out DJ in return for the earlier demolition.
Comet to move back in. Stopped there midfield. So back and taken away by 2-3-2. Still quite a furious fight. Can they get any sort of side control here? Just a bit of a tap there by DJ. Can they follow up on that? Not if Hawker. And I wonder if they're trying to play off the wall, because a lot of these lawn bombs that just go, well, they usually get deflected back. There it almost turned into a goal. So Hammerheads not finding anything right now.
I actually think a Baby tried to do a slight redirect on that one and ended up being the reason why that ball didn't go in. There were no defenders in front of Baby, so sometimes leaving it is the better option. However, Everest only in the lead by 1. We have crossed down into the back half territory here of game number 4. Hammerhead still looking for their first goal, and the side control has been in their favor, but the aggression coming off from the Everest is really what's shutting them down right now.
Out of the way, all 3 members of the Everest bunched up around the soccer ball right now. It heads back to DJ for the shot just off the backboard. Follow up by Enzo, finds it beautifully shot upper left corner.
Also on top of that, DJ knowing their ball shot opportunity is too high, they're going to need the follow-ups like, oh, I see a defender, I see a keeper. Takes them out in the process, so there was no hope for 2-3-2 to elevate and save that one as they were stuck on the respawn screen. We are now finally at our first time in this best of 7 equalize, 1 aside or the It's Complicated 0-0.
Slight tap there, left by Enzo. Push over to the goal here. DJ again is going to be credited with a save. Keeping the Hammerheads in it. Has also gotten 3 demos so far in this match, so been really forceful player here as Comet is going to try to make it up there. Neither of them make it to the ball, leaving it wide open for Enzo to try to put it down into the goal, but it's way too high. So it's going to just head back to midfield. Going to have to stop the push by Hawker here. The Hammerheads, yeah, the Everest didn't really have a lot of boost there, though, for that initial push. They now have it, but the time they took to get it might just be enough for the Hammerheads to clear.
Baby tries to do a slight reset with the back pass there. It does end up working out in their favor. Oh, the unfortunate center up from Hawker that was missed on by 2-3-2 just did not have the right angle nor enough speed to capitalize on that perfect goal scoring opportunity. Ball now on the back third of the Everest half of the field, so we cross down into the last 60 seconds here of game number 4. Both teams still struggling to find the goal that'll put them in the lead, and as I say that, Gababy finds the magic number 2, but in 53 seconds, there's still an opportunity for another equalizer, so Everest still are looking for yet another goal to make sure they are sitting comfortably.
Nice job there to put the Everest back into the lead, and yeah, basically what we've always said is coming true. They always reset. They just keep resetting. Best of 7, best of 5, best of 3, best of 1.
Well, Hammerheads haven't given up hope just yet. They need 1 goal to send us into overtime. That's really what they need to be playing for right now. I'm just focusing on creating that goal-scoring opportunity. However, allaying some of these demos and getting away from some of the aggression that the Everest are creating right now could be what they're lacking, as the ball is yet again on their back third. DJ tries to elevate, unfortunately can't quite get high enough, has the ball stolen away by 2-3-2. Enzo off the back wall, pushing forward, has the ball stolen away yet again by Gababy. Ooh, shot on goal.
Oh,
hits the crossbar and saved by Enzo as well. 8 seconds left. It does look like with this one, Everest will walk away with the game for victory for themselves, and that will send us into a best of 3 series. No major shock there.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna at least see a game 5 now. So, oh boy, the marathon that is the best of 7, tied 2 apiece. You know, one interesting thing is that while less talented on paper than the Hammerheads, the Everests have shown a lot right now. A lot of players who are fundamentally sound. The coaches were excited to see how the 3 do together, and that might be something that's going forward. You know, we saw Enzo kind of the star player, but if the other team adapts to your star player, the other 2 need to step up.
You really can't just make one person do all the work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, A, that poor soul's going to get tired, and B, forcing one person to carry everyone in their backpack, it's just too much to ask. You have to be willing to facilitate that person's gameplay, which means you might be the more quiet playmaker, but you're still involved with it, and it doesn't just force all of the responsibility on everyone else.
Right. Well, we'll have to see if the Hammerheads can overall work together more as a pack and get the win. We're going to head into game. It's actually tied 2 apiece, so it is game 5. Which means, I'm sorry, I was still hoping that it would be a game 5 that we see. But no, now we're at least going to see a game 6. But now let's go into game 5 and see who gets the lead, who goes back, who goes to match point, actually. This will be the first time a team is at match point, the one who wins this game. First kickoff is going to happen, and it's going to go right in the favor of Gababy, way over toward the Hammerheads territory. So just with a little tap there, making it up. And there goes Hawker, not able to find anything.
Comet has the ball, unfortunately swoop over and go down into the opposite corner on the Everest half of the field. Dug out of that goal area by 2-3-2. Not quite out of their half just yet. Comet tries to stop it. Can't find the redirect angle that they want. Hawker in the corner tries to corral it, but Enzo comes in, plays it over and around them. Comet centers it up off the backboard. DJ comes in for the follow-up. It's a classic play to center it up off the backboard and then go for the shot on goal, but it's kind of starting to become a little bit predictable that the Hammerheads are going for that play style. They may have to adjust as we have the ball crossing midfield stripe into Hammerhead territory. And a goal-scoring opportunity for the Everest, thwarted by Comet.
Forward here yet again. Enzo just with a long shot just above the Everest goal, but isn't going to find anything quite yet. Slight tap there by the Everest, going to be denied by Comet. Up the wall, 2-3-2, looking to pass it. Who's it going to go to? It's going to go to Gababy. Gababy, where does it head from here? It heads back over toward Hawker. Hawker just pushes it wide and doesn't find a goal. But it might find one here. It's just above the goal, off the crossbar. Still tied 0-0.
Hawker stops the clear. Gababy comes in to push the ball into the corner. Ends up ricocheting, allowing Hawker to come back in. Shot on goal, stopped by Enzo. Enzo now pushing across that midfield stripe. Gababy gets a touch on it to redirect it. Comet takes them out. Ball here in the corner. No one quite with possession. Comet plays it around one. Plays it around Gababy, but it ends up getting ricocheted off that back wall to Hawker, so Enzo has to go for the reset.
Comet now moving in, going to be forced back, 2-3-2, leaving it up there, left toward Enzo. And again, once the Hammerheads, you know, they really seem to struggle when they have all this offensive pressure pushed on them. They've only gotten one shot on goal credited to them. So once the Everest gain the upper hand here, it's hard for the Hammerheads to recover. See if they can recover right now, though. Right in midfield, DJ is leaving it. That's not right, is it?
Well, they haven't lost possession just yet. Enzo's going to play it off the back wall, but it hits the ceiling first. It allows Hawker to get a touch on it. Comet elevates. Unfortunately, has to use quite a bit of boost, and they're going to have a teammate come in to help them out. At the midfield, 2-3-2 plays it around. Oh, sorry. Does the give and the go to Gababy that I couldn't even really register that occurred here. Yep, looks like they went to Gababy. Gababy has a... Gababy, you totally stole that.
Again, that was what denied them a goal last time, too. It was going to head toward it, and they just couldn't leave well enough alone.
Be careful, Gababy. We're now ticking down into the 2-minute territory. Everest up by 1. Hammerhead sitting at that 0 score line still. Plenty of time left for them to find the equalizer, possibly put themselves in the lead. Everest looking for one more goal, and then maybe a few more, or to play keep away for the remainder of this game. There's goal number 2. They have the security goal they're looking for. In the lead and sitting comfortably are the Everests.
Great play overall. 2-goal lead. At this point, a 3-goal lead is basically the longest that we've seen. Usually, if the last time it was scored by the Hammerheads, denied the Everest to win. So if Everest could probably get just one more goal here with only about a minute and a half left coming up here, I would think that they've got it.
Can't argue, dude. There, a 2-goal lead's typically the lid, and the 3-goal lead is the nail in the coffin for many teams, especially with so little time left. That will put the Everest at match point here in our first best-of-7 series. Ball is on their half of the field. We have it just barely popped up there by DJ to Enzo, but immediately volley to that midfield stripe. DJ tries to send it to Comet. Comet can't get a nose on it, so ball in the back corner on Everest half, but it's in 2-3-2's possession.
To leave it, tries to flip it over, but didn't even use any boost there, so now he has at the most important time, leaves it right in front of the goal. Enzo to keep on going. It goes wide, though, and Everest answer back over toward Gababy in midfield. Hawker is there. It almost rolls into the goal. Just one tap by Enzo pushes it off to the side. But now, we only have 40 seconds left, and I think that's enough for a 2-goal lead to be pretty solid.
1 goal per roughly 17 seconds now. If you're hoping for the Hammerheads to come out on top, I can't argue with you, Jim. Oh, that could have been a lot worse. I think this one is a GG go next for the Hammerheads. It will put the Everest at match point. But, you know, knowing these guys, we're probably going to end up seeing this go to a full game, full distance 7-game series. So Everest hopefully can keep calm, cool heads. Enzo is pretty good at making sure that that can happen, as they are currently acting as an in-game lead. Clock ticking down the last 5 seconds. 1 goal either way, doesn't matter. This game is over.
Nice job by the Everest. Now find themselves in the lead of this series for the first time ever. Look at that differential in shots on goal there. They completely owned this match. They're now going to go on to match point. But there hasn't been any sort really any sort of trend that's been set with a player winning more than a team winning more than one game.
Yeah, no one's run one more than
And is that too much to ask? Can we at least get a 2-game winning streak going here?
Well, if it's a 2-game winning streak and the Everest managed to walk away with the next game victory, I do believe that means they will win out our full 7-game our 6-game series and not make us go to a 7th. So that's what you're hoping for, huh?
But that's what I'm hoping. Well, you know, it could go to a best of 7, and it could go to the 7th game, and both our souls could be crushed at the same time.
Well,
so
if it goes to a best of, if we hit the 7th game, it doesn't matter who wins, but we could see someone finally break the curse and actually win 2 back-to-back games. In that case, it would have to be the Hammerheads winning 2 back-to-back games. But if we go to the 7th game series, I'll cry a little bit internally, but at that point I'm just going to be like, whomever starts making the most mistakes because you're tired is going to be you that ends up losing. And if it's not the case, I don't really know. It's going to be like yesterday's 5 volts can't win a fight.
Yep, it could very well be that. Could also be, you know, they go to a game 7 and it's an 8-minute overtime.
Don't remind me of that horrible experience.
Right now, Hammerheads, they started off with a goal here, put themselves in the lead. I'm just gonna lose it. I'm just gonna want to quit.
Well, that is exactly what they're hoping for, and if they do it, good luck to the Everest, because once the Hammerheads start the lead for themselves, they seem pretty confident in maintaining it, but they struggle to find that foothold, and it seems to greatly impact their gameplay and confidence. However, Everest are not free of mistakes themselves. We see quite a few double commits very often. They have scored goal number 1, though, and that was from 2-3-2, a face that I'm not super familiar with. I think we've seen them once or twice, not as much as Gababy and Hawker. We've seen at least more than 2-3-2 when it comes to the Everest side, but 2-3-2 is definitely making a name for themselves right now. Is multiple games in a row now they have popped off for them.
Comet, man, Hawker doing a great job just disrupting everything Comet's trying to do right now. The baby is off the wall. 2-3-2 is waiting for the follow-up right in front, but the ball had so much speed there that it was hard to line it up.
You know how Gababy dunked the ball down instead of trying to go for the nosedive. Awkward bounce shot for themselves. They probably could have had a teammate come in. They had someone ready for it as well to score that goal. Too many touches and being a little bit too much of a ball hog, baby.
Back over, there goes Comet off the wall, off like it again, double tap off the wall, but not going to find it. Now Enzo takes it away, but Gababy stopping it, hopefully for the Everest getting a bit of control back, but right now it's all the Hammerheads trying to make the play. A huge bunch up in the corner around the ball. They're going to chase it back to their own territory. Even the boost for Hawker, it's in front, all 3 members in front of the goal there of the Hammerheads. Rotate back there. They're going to try to defend, but they're a little bit too fast.
It looks like this ball just barely rolls under one of our defenders from Enzo's shot. Yeah. Oh, the baby actually did get their top of their car on it. That's unfortunate. A little bit of a... Either way it was going to go in. At least he made an attempt. It's okay. Now we're tied 1 aside. Similar to our last game. Yeah.
All right, reset back to all tied. Basically have 3 minutes left in this round. He tries to make the play. Gababy stops in midfield. Gonna get demoed there by Comet. Leaves it open for Enzo, and the Hammerheads go into the lead. Oh, we might have cursed. Nothing against the Hammerheads, of course. They want to win by any possible measure. For them, it has to go to a game 7. I'm not like actively trying to root against them as a team here. You know?
Not at all.
It's just the humor of the situation. We always tease it's going to go to 7 games here, and we'll get what we get.
Well, Hammerheads need to get another goal to make sure they are securely in the lead and have to maintain that lead for an extended period of time. That's where things get a little bit difficult for them, because the Everest have shown that they could start to bring the game back in their favor. Though it was a little bit of a slow burn the last time they attempted to do so, this could be the chance that they actually have to knock down the Hammerheads despite their current goal lead. But shot on goal from DJ hits the crossbar. They're ever so steadfast 4th man.
Now he's going to leave Hawker in an odd situation there. is able to take it, but DJ is able to stop in midfield. Double commit there by the Everest, what we do not want to see from them right now. They need to be coordinated and try to get the shot there, but it's denied for them before they even take it.
2-3-2, he in the sends the ball to the corner. None of their teammates are there. They actually end up pushing one of their own off that midfield stripe. Baby sends the ball to the side. Hawker comes in to close out that play, bringing it into the corner on the Hammerhead side of the field. 2-3-2 gets demoed by DJ. Comet plays it around Hawker, but has to push forward as they unfortunately get demoed by Gababy, shutting down that opportunity. Ends up trying to keep this fight alive. Does lose possession and it has to rotate back quickly. DJ in the corner on the Hammerhead territory. Manages to make a save. Enzo correctly leaves the ball for a couple extra seconds in front of their own goal, so it rolls the rest of the way. Volleying it over to DJ, who sends it to Comet.
Slight tap there to set it up. Opening here, he spots it and finds the equalizer. Tied 2-2 with just over a minute left.
Oh my goodness. I really thought Comet might have had the opportunity to get a nose on that one.
Yeah, it was almost certain doom there for the Everest, but now they have some life back. The opportunity to close it out right now. Can they do it?
Ball in Hammerhead territory, cleared across midfield stripe in the corner on Everest half the field. Comet shot saved by 2-3-2, but it's not completely cleared out. Enzo takes another shot. It's another reset off the backboard. Comet did not rotate it forward enough to capitalize on that reset from Enzo, so now ball's cleared on to Hammerhead half of the field. Immediately sent right back into Everest territory though. Gababy off the wall, loses possession. Comet steals it away, goes for an opportunity, and it's thwarted by 2-3-2. DJ dunks it past them, has it stolen by Hawker. Enzo off the wall, tries to carry it in, but pushes the ball too far forward, so Comet comes in to see if they can get the reset here for their teammates. Doing the same thing, carries it in for themselves, and that's goal number 3 for the Hammerheads. It puts them in the lead by 1 with 23 seconds left on the clock.
All right. A huge task for the Everest to fulfill right now. We'll see if they can do it right now. 20 seconds left. They're going to have a good kickoff here and a follow-up after that. Hawker was waiting back there for the cheat, but didn't find it. Okay, this has to be the play here, but 2-3-2 is demoed!
Oh,
and the last bit of hope the Everest had gets taken out. And I think we are indeed going to a Game 7 of the best.
All right. As expected.
And sure, it's expected, but it doesn't make it any less taxing on the voices.
Nope, not at all. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Ball has to be popped up by the Everest for them to even have hopes of finding one more goal just for the morality boost. Barely it does not go across that midfield stripe, and with that, Hammerheads walk away with the Game 6 victory. We are now tied at match point for both teams, and yes, we are going to game number 7.
Yep, but now to both these teams, they're now no more goofing around. You have to end it here, okay?
Yep.
I know you love keep tying, you know. Probably if we could go all day, we just tie. But now someone has to win. It's one game. Everest versus Hammerheads. Do you have any predictions?
Nope, I'm just thankful we don't play by tennis rules.
That's good. Like we do in Valorant with the deuce. Oh, man. No, I don't want you to give them any ideas, okay?
I actually used to love watching tennis until, like, literally I was up really early in the morning to watch a tennis match, and then it went on for so long, I went to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, after that, I was like, I can't do this anymore. This is too much of my time. It's a little boring. It was exciting but boring, and I'm glad we don't do that with Rocket League. Sometimes Valorant makes me want to cry because it plays by those rules, though. So
yeah.
Rocket League, please don't get any bright ideas.
But Rocket
off that.
League, they can get an overtime, technically. And then once they get an overtime, they can just keep on running up the timer, giving us the reaction that Dirty just teased us.
DJ, though, shot on goal. Almost, I'm going to say it was almost off the kickoff. I mean, within 7 seconds, pretty gosh darn fast. Dug out of their own back corner, pushes forward, gets it past everyone. Comet playing the disruption on Gababy to ensure that they can't cut in and get the opportunity to get a touch on that ball.
Goal number 1 for the Hammerhead. Nicely done. I'm going to say shout out to Comet for the facilitation, but nicely done, DJ. You kind of did that all by yourself.
Comet's just going to leave it for Enzo to try to keep the play going. It heads wide off. Still in Everest territory, though. Way back, answering here. Comet sees the play, might give it to Enzo. Enzo was trying to run some interference there, but 2-3-2 was able to play around him and still save the shot there.
Ball centered up, stopped. Enzo's goal scoring opportunity by Hawker. Double commit from the defenders on DJ's opportunity to get a touch, and DJ couldn't even get a touch on it, so they were out of position, but the follow-up wasn't fast enough. Baby's going to take out Enzo. Hawker tries to take a shot. Not even going to be credited as DJ pushed it forward. Slight ricochet. Comet comes in to help out. Off the back wall, Comet tries to come in, but can't get there in time, so Enzo goes for the reset play here, loses control of the ball. All 3 members of the Hammerhead stacked here in the corner, not really something they want to be doing. DJ keeping this opportunity alive. Shot on goal, hits the crossbar. So Enzo yet again has to recenter this for their teammates.
Way down toward the ground. There's DJ answering back 2-3-2. Slight shot there, but nothing quite found quite yet. Maybe just a slight tap there is going to leave it for Hawker. It's right open for 2-3-2, but DJ just charged right toward him. Going to be credited with the save there, keeping the Hammerheads in the narrow lead.
DJ passes the ball to Comet on a very close give and go. Comet loses possession. Baby elevates, DJ elevates as well. Neither one get a better touch. It's going to be Hawker who ends up with it, playing it in the air. Enzo goes for the challenge with the ball. 2-3-2 is a little bit too wide, and all 3 members of the Everest again in the same spot. So recentering and resetting is very difficult from those positions. We have someone rotate back-to-back post. That was Hawker, which is nicely done. Baby stayed for the challenge. Now they have to rotate back. Shot on goal from DJ with the assist from Enzo. Comet was there just for good measure. Will put the Hammerheads in the lead.
Nice job there by DJ. But we're still not even halfway through the match technically right now.
Nope.
So there's still a lot of time left for the Everest to recover. They've already had a 2-goal rally before in this match.
I guess it took a full 7-game series for the teams to get fully warmed up and all the gears greased and engines firing on all cylinders. As we have a shot on goal from Hawker, saved by Enzo. Baby not giving up just yet. Does take out DJ. 2-3-2 goes for an opportunity to center it up to Hawker, but it's thwarted by Enzo.
So to leave it right back toward the goal. Look at that. Might try to get another one, but just denied there barely by Hawker. Hammerheads stay in the lead 2-0. Might try to make it 3-0 there with the way they got another demo onto Kababy. 2-3-2 trying to break this up and get some footing back for the Everest. I'm not sure if they can even get it. There goes Comet now. He sees the play. He's got the air dribble. Enzo takes it away from him, leaves it. Where's the third? There's the third. DJ off the backboard, down in front of the goal. Enzo finds it for 3-0 lead.
That was absolutely spicy. This is what I love to see. I love when you're like, where's the third? There's the third. And then Enzo, I actually think, got pushed forward by Gababy, and that actually allowed Enzo to get that extra touch.
I have set up so many goals just like that, announcing for them not to be fulfilled, and then for one finally to work out with all the excitement I built up. Thank you for giving me that opportunity. Now with a 3-goal lead, might be insurmountable for the Everest. They'd have to score a goal every 30 seconds from here on out. Oh, what? Okay, that was a very risky back pass there, TJ. He bounced it off his own crossbar. Well, a 3-goal lead can certainly be made up if you play like that.
Ball is in Hammerhead territory, and then back here for quite some time, and all 3 members of the Hammerheads bunched up. Not what we want to see. You're not a school of fish. You're a school of sharks. Enzo now pushing forward. Might lose possession here, unfortunately, just due to ball control issues. Now, Comet does have to battle out for possession. No one with it clearly, as Comet gets demoed by Gababy. Does manage to get the ball to Enzo. Ball in Everest territory. Shot on goal from DJ again. DJ goes for the second touch. Can't quite get the ball at the angle necessary to go into that net.
Once it hits the 30-second mark, I would say it's pretty much a done deal for the Hammerheads. So last a little bit of time for anything to happen for the Everest, or will the final nail in the coffin be driven? Comet just heads under the ball. Now with 30 seconds left, I would say it's looking like Hammerheads are going to be the victors here.
No argument from me there. 22 seconds to find 3 goals. Borderline impossible. You'll have to have a miracle from the gods of the game in order for that to happen, Everest. Nothing against you guys, but I do believe this one is a GG go next as we tick down into the last 10 seconds. Hammerheads.
Except there is no next, Nerdy.
Exactly.
It's the final
That's
game.
what I
It's
mean.
game 7.
Like, there's
this is
nothing
over.
you can do. And so with that, I do believe the Hammerheads are going to walk away with the best of 7 victory for themselves. No 3-0 sweep as it was so back and forth, but nicely done nonetheless. Really, shots on goal was the only thing that made the difference here, at 67% in favor of the Hammerheads.
Great job, though, all around for these two teams to drive it as far as it could possibly go. That's going to do it for our first show match. Like I said, we have 2 show matches. There's still 1 left. But for now, Hammerheads are victorious. Enzo and his teammates just barely were able to pull it out. Enzo can help support his teammates, it looks like, and that was something the coaches were very excited to see. It's something he's done well for other teams. They were able to work together as a team to find it. Probably one of the best final goals I've ever seen, just all 3 of them working toward that 3rd goal. So now we are going to be facing the next match. It's going to be another best of 7, but the last one of the evening. So we're almost done, but we're going to take a short break, probably a well-deserved break right now, and be back with the 2nd round of the Esports Tower Rocket League Rumbles. You're not going to want to miss it.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You're currently watching our Esports Tower Rocket League Rumble. Getting ready for the next match here. It's going to be the final show match of the night, wrapping up with the Barracudas and Eagles facing off. Can the series live up to the crazy show match we just saw? Probably will. I'm your host, Jacob Jan Palmer, joined by Artie Nerdy Rain to call all of the action for you. And now as we get into the second match here, we have the Barracudas, which are a team, well, I was going to say that they're a team that we know well, but the rosters have been all swapped up.
Yeah, I'm at least hoping we still have Quez on the Barracudas, because that's kind of like the guaranteed, at least after Quez returned from his break, that he had to take someone we always see on that roster, especially because he tends to act as an in-game lead. I would foresee him still being there, but there are other members on that squad that are also very capable of being in-game leads. So he might be on the Eagle squad this time. I have absolutely no idea at this point because, you know, sometimes I guess trying to not give us the rosters in advance is part of how we can hype this up better.
I don't know. Maybe that.
I'm totally
We're
kidding.
going to go with that theory and just hope it sticks.
Yeah. Either way, typically the Eagles and the Barracudas are well-rounded, very gifted players, but we'll have to wait and see.
We'll just have to wait and see. But one thing these players aren't going to have to wait and see for are first the rules of the game. Like we said, it's just the same as we have always had here. And another thing that doesn't change is Doc's keys to the game in Rocket League. And that's going to be to create mistakes, punish overcommits, play walls better, and demo to disrupt. Doc's keys to the game brought to you by Esports Tower. Improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great players and professional coaches to help you rank up. Well, we wrap up the night with the Eagles and Barracudas squaring off in the final show match. Who will be on there? Actually, it doesn't look like Quez is going to be on the Barracudas at all.
No, instead we have a Drift coming in as Play and Nano as well will round out that roster for the Barracudas, which is interesting because a Drift is typically played with Drift and Wild, so we have that team split up. See how that works out for them.
Back here at TikTok, not going to find the goal that they were looking for there. Moving it up for Lift. Still isn't going to be able to find the clear, though. Side control pretty solidly for Barracudas so far.
Wilds pops the ball up, challenged by Nano, plays it right up against that goal. Can't find the angle for the teammates to follow up on. A Drift now sends the ball to the wall, but it's going to be Thrift who comes in and steals it away, centers it up for Wilds. Thwarted though by Nano for a few moments as Nif manages to send it back off that backboard. A Drift will grab it, try to play it around one, gets it around one, but can't get it around the second. Ball here at the mid, stolen in flight by Nif.
Back by Wild, sees the opening there, and Thrift deflects it over to the side to just prevent a goal there. We're about 1.5 minutes in and still no goals to show for it. These teams still look like they're just trying to get a sense of each other's play style, maybe formulate a strategy from there on out.
First game typically isn't how the rest of the series shakes out anyway, but we'll have to wait and see. We can even find the first goal. Very reminiscent of our first best of 7 series here, as we are now almost into the 2-minute elapsed territory. No one has found a goal just yet. No one has had a goal opportunity or attempt even accredited to them. The only things we have here are 2 demolitions coming out for the Barracudas.
Back there by the Barracudas. Yeah, no, I'm actually kind of shocked no shots on goal at all on the activity feed. But we don't normally see right now. It's just been, hey, everyone's favorite game. Let's just play in midfield and go back and forth.
Nano gets a shot, but it's kind of saved by the game physics and the crossbar a little bit. And we have back-to-back demolitions come out. I believe both were coming out. Nope, one from Thrift and one from one of the Barracudas.
And it gets answered back. Heads back over to mid. Well, I was thinking it was going to head back over to midfield there. Probably, well, yep, there it goes. Passes it to center. Now back to the side. Now back to center. Now back to the side. Back to center. It's like real soccer.
Yeah, sometimes Rocket League be like that, as we have another demolition come out, this time onto a drift, so it's going to make this goal scoring opportunity a little bit more difficult. Flea sends it off the backboard, but it's going to be disrupted. That shot was accredited to him, however, so that's 3 goal scoring opportunities for the Barracudas, all of which have been thwarted by either the Wall or Wilds.
Now moving in, a miss there by the Eagles. Still going to keep this a scoreless tie. Everyone's favorite. Wilds to elevate up, trying to set it up, but it gets knocked back by a drift. Still not quite finding it. But maybe a drift can make something happen here. Nope, Wilds with another save, but Drift now had to rush in there for that save, so maybe Eagles a little bit on the back foot, but overall it's been all Barracudas making the shots on goal here.
Crossing down into the 1-minute territory, though, the shots on goal have yet to become actual goals for the Barracudas. So if the Eagles can find one other shot, maybe that one's going to go in. Wild shot does get saved, though. There's the warning. 60 seconds left on the clock here in game number 1 between the Barracudas and Eagles.
Now to answer that back, hits over to Wilds to elevate up. Oh, still not finding it for the Barracudas, but they're trying. They're really trying here. Nano with another shot on goal, saved by Thrift.
I'm going to say Nano, it's because you don't have a watermelon card today that you're not getting these goals in.
That's probably it. Skins equal wins.
Oh, I'm not sure if that completely thwarted that goal scoring opportunity there, but I think that extra touch might have been a bad idea.
Just might have been. Doc, just a bit of a pass over here. Answering back, and now it's everyone's favorite. Scoreless tie overtime, unless Barracudas can make something happen here. As long as that ball stays in the air, the round keeps going on. They're trying to make something happen here. Now with that pass by Thrift, I think it's over. Here we go. First kickoff, slightly in favor of Barracudas. A drift is going to be the follow-up on that one. Right off the crossbar there. Just haven't been able to find it. Follow-up blitz on that one. It's still there. How does that not go in?
I hate soccer rules sometimes. Okay. Nano goes for another one. Not enough momentum behind that. Another shot from Flea. Awkward save from Thrift. Lots of saves, lots of shots. None of them crossing that strike completely. Finally, though, Flea finds the goal scoring opportunity and closes out overtime in 33 seconds.
Alrighty, not too bad of an overtime there. Barracuda's finally finding the first goal there. We're going to get the initial slight advantage. Each of the players on the Barracudas can take over a series, so it should be interesting to see who rises to the occasion. I think it meant to say they can have a star play over the series there, so we'll just have to see. Alrighty. And if you want to score pro advice, talk directly to industry insiders like team general managers, pro athletes, and content creators, and game producers. Then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship.
I'm going to call it now. We're going the distance.
Okay. I was trying to get some sort of hope there, but now it's time for you to bring my soul down as well.
I'm just going to be completely honest. That was so back and forth. That last 30 seconds of overtime, by the way, was extremely painful. It's very difficult also to commentate over just constant shots on goal. Excuse me. I think we're going to have a full 7-game series.
Yeah, probably. No use getting your hopes up right now. But overall, the Barracudas now have a slight lead. We'll see if they can break the curse, though, and actually get 2 wins in a row.
I mean, that's a heavy task. It seems like once trends are set here, they don't go away, at least for the remainder of the evening. Barracudas, best of luck to you guys. I'm not trying to throw shade in any way, shape, or form. It's just very funny that we've seen trends this last week that just once they start, they don't end. And it's a curse, though, I think we're slightly setting for ourselves as well every time we bring it up. But it's just how things have been shaken out. If you guys can manage to break it here and now, that would be absolutely fantastic. However, the Eagles might completely take that opportunity away, and we'll go to a best of 5 as soon as we actually ended up walking into this game, 3 seconds in, Eagles 5-goal number 1. So it looks like, yeah, this is a repeat, and no one's going to get a two-game lead.
How exciting. Adrift now answering it back. Gonna get a slight demo there onto Thrift. Still, maybe we might see. Oh, Nano swapped over to the watermelon!
Nano heard me out. Thank you. I love the watermelon car.
Yeah, I could use that right now. I could use some sort of refreshment in these best of 7s. Like an oasis in a desert.
Mm-hmm. I understand where you're coming from.
A constant 0-0 ties.
All right, Thrift now gets the ball into the back corner on Barracuda territory, but Nano off the wall volleys it straight across into the opposite corner on the Eagles side of the field. Adrift at the mid, tries to redirect, gets it into the corner. Nano out of that corner, sends it right back to the midfield. Adrift tries to catch up. They will take out Wilds, but the ball is right in front of Barracuda's net. Adrift goes for the reset opportunity, double commit from Barracuda defenders. It looks like Adrift is going to be the one to push up with possession. Nano is there to help out, can't stop the clear from Wilds. Lee slightly does for a few seconds before Wilds brings it across that midfield stripe.
Demo onto Thrift, trying to put a damper on the Eagles' chances of getting 2 goals here. Thrift, fresh off the respawn, still running a lot of pressure here. Toward the goal of the Barracudas there, almost another score. I just don't know what it is with these teams and not being able to be consistent, or maybe they're just that evenly matched is the thing.
It's very interesting that we have quote-unquote roster shakeups, and yet we still have Thrift and Wilds together on the same team, because those two are like a dynamic duo.
I mean, you're not saying anything, but you're also saying something.
I'm saying something, but, you know, take it with a grain of salt. So we'll see how things go here as Wilds takes a shot, not even going to get credited by the system, stolen away by Adrift. Another shot from across the map. Adrift manages to save that one, too, from Thrift's shot on goal.
Trying to, there goes Adrift, and Thrift takes it away from them. Lee up the wall, gets a tap. Lift is waiting in the center. Over to Nano. Back over to Lee or Adrift. Who's going to take it exactly? I think Adrift is going to get in the passing lane. No, it's stolen away from them. Dangerous situation for the Barracudas, and there you go. Eagles 2-0.
And we are past the halfway mark here in game number 2. I mean, plenty of time left, over a minute per goal if the Barracudas are just looking to tie things up, but that means they also have to not let the Eagles score any more goals from here on out in order to equalize this, and it looks like they are struggling to find their footing here in match number 2.
Yeah, very rough situation here for the Barracudas. Still trying to find their footing, but doesn't look like it's going to be given to them.
Ooh, unfortunate whiff there from, I believe that was Plee. Does create pressure on to, oh, do we have a Rule 1 happening over there? Possibly. At the midfield stripe now, Thrift looks for an opportunity and pinched off. Wild's shot is, well, Drift shot's gonna be saved by Wilds.
Barracudas just have a little bit over a minute and a half here to try to find a goal. Thrift will leave it there. It's hit by Thrift around the corner. Whoa, and all of the Barracudas at once there flipped back, trying to head back there. Demo there onto Nano. Eagles looking for their third goal here to close things out. Barracudas just not finding anything tonight. For this game, I should say.
Nif tries to have the ball teed off by Wilds, but it can't find the back of the net. 1 minute left, roughly. 1 minute, yes. Now 1 minute left on the clock. Nif goes for another goal-scoring opportunity. It's going to be saved by Adrift.
Just another one right there. Very surprising Thrift. I'm sorry, I was keeping my blood sugar up.
No, it's totally understandable. It's very important to do so. Eagles now in the lead by 3. 52 seconds left on the clock. I think this is a GG Go Next Barracudas, and we're going into a best-of-5 series. Even if you score a goal here in this last minute, it's probably going to take roughly 25 seconds for that first goal for the Barracudas here. If they can find one, there won't be enough for any more. This is definitely a GG Go Next type of situation, like the Eagles were experiencing in game number 1.
Except you forget, Nerdy, it's Esports Tower. It's not a GG Go Next, it's GG Go 10 more times.
Why do you have to do this?
We gotta keep each other real. You know, we all need to suffer.
You keep me down to earth, and I appreciate it.
Now you're gonna try to find the comment to bring me back down to earth, and I start getting hopes up. So I appreciate you having my back.
Of course, always. We are the dynamic duo, and that's what we do best, is we have TikTok.
The dynamic duo of cynicism.
Exactly. Wilds is definitely looking for another one, but it's going to be taken away by Gravity. And with that, game number 2 go. Wow. Okay, shots and goal, 81% in favor of the Eagles. That's not really something you want to be seeing if you're rooting for the Barracudas in this situation. Just the accolades alone definitely tell the story of game number 2.
Now, you brought up the duo of Thrift and Wilds. You said dynamic duo. That's exactly what the coaches are saying, and they really want to see how quickly they can incorporate a third player into their gameplay. But I thought this was a roster shakeup.
Yeah,
that's what I want to know.
Shakeup, my
It's
friends.
like everyone has to play on a different team, but you know, these two players, the dynamic duo,
Yeah.
they can't be split up.
We're calling you 2 out.
I'm not saying something's happening here, but something's happening here.
I mean, during our Esports Tower event, they were grouped up with Adrift. That group of 3 is a bunch of sweethearts. They played well together. I understand pulling Adrift out and putting someone else in, but maybe breaking up Thrift and Wilds. I know it's been a very long time since they've not played on the same team, but maybe
Put them on different teams. Have them face off against each other. See what happens.
Let's do it.
Well, overall, another great congratulations to all the players who have gotten scholarships there. Again, $500,000 for Rocket League scholarships. Congratulations to all the players for Esports Tower. Now, as we're ready to head into game number 3 with it tied up over $1.5 million in total gotten in scholarships across the country. Great job to all the Esports Tower players. Now we're ready to head into game 3. And overall, again, I can't call it now. I was hoping I could call it one way or the other. One team was showing a lot of promise. Not going to be that way this time.
No hopes of that. I already said it, and I'm sticking with it. We're going full game, full 7-game series. Just accept it now. It's totally fine. Be prepared, and that's just how it's going to be. That does mean that these teams need to keep up their energy levels. They need to not get tilted and stay calm the entire series.
Leave that to us here on the desk.
Yeah, we can get upset and angry and get anxious. We'll do it for you. Live vicariously through us, through the casters. We have Adrift looking to pass the ball to Plee. Plee almost gets a touch on it, taken away by Wild. Nano barely barely gets enough of a redirect to prevent that ball from going in as Thrift actually takes out that keeper of Nano. Nano is a fantastic defensive player, and that was trying to create an opportunity, but Nano off the respawn. We're going to have a Drift carry that ball all the way into the net from the other side of the field. You'll be able to see this fantastic replay here. They get it past Nif at the midfield. They see that Thrift's coming in onto them. They do barely get it past Thrift and score goal number 1.
Their way across the field, a Drift now. Again, it's a theme. They're just swap. Lead by 2. Of course they are. Of course they are. Great job there, sliding it in. Drift can't respond to that one. Nerdy, why'd you have to make that prediction?
Because I need to be realistic. Like, don't get me wrong. I love hyping people up and being like, this can go either way, or this team's going to go for the 3-0 sweep, 4-0 sweep in this situation. I'm never going to say something like that in most cases with Esports Tower because all of these players are fantastic. They're all sweethearts, and it's not like I'm biased in these situations. However, these teams are very equally matched with the roster shakeup as is. It's not completely shaken up. They're Wilds. It's too hard to call. It's just going to go back and forth, and honestly, that could be the strategy just to like force the best of 3 situation. Like, win one, conserve your energy in the next game, win the next one, and then go all out in the last 3 games.
To leave it down there in the goal. Doesn't find it. Barracuda's still looking for their 3rd. Wild's now trying to push it toward the goal. Gonna leave it down there for the follow-up. Haven't found it there. Lift is trying to follow up on that one, but now Thrift has it, keeps the play going, and knocked to the side by a Drift.
Drift loses possession to Thrift, who sends it to Wilds. And Wilds will lose possession, pushing the ball too far forward. Aw, Nano, go back to the watermelon.
Yeah, this isn't as exciting. I like sombreros, don't get me wrong, but I need refreshment.
I will be completely honest, though. After talking to some of the players, they did fully admit that when Nano is looking to be a little bit demolition heavy and they're going for those opportunities to get aggressive, the watermelon car is a little bit more noticeable on the field, as well as the sound effects that Nano chose for the watermelon car. So I get why Nano won't always go for it, but I like it. Wilds at least is consistent, always having the eyes. I appreciate that, Wilds.
Drift is going to set it up here now. Oh, trying! Drift tried to get a clear there, but it almost just set it up for a goal from the Barracudas. Nano off the wall again to center it up. It's right in front of the goal. It looks like Lee was held back on the field there for interference. And last minute save there again. The Eagles have to try to save. Nano gets a shot on goal there. It's going to be tapped by Thrift. Left open there, off to the side. Still not going to find the goal, but Eagles want to find their first goal and make this competitive.
The Thrift can't quite find the clear. Thrift has a shot on goal. It's going to be stopped by Flea. Wild centers it up back to Thrift. Thrift takes the shot, but can't get the angle nor the momentum needed, so they have to go for a reset play. Stealing that big boost in the corner. Wild pops Thrift. Thrift sends it to the net. It gets dunked down by the crossbar, unfortunately for Thrift, so that shot accredited, but not going to go in.
It off the corner, leaves it right there, right in front of the goal, knocked by Frank.
It did get accredited as a save to, I believe, a Drift on that one. Nano also did get a slight touch on it. Ball is already back on Barracuda's back 3rd. Shot on goal, hits crossbar. Can't roll in the rest of the way, even off the secondary touch. Thrift gets the goal scoring opportunity, but does not find the back of the net. Ball still over here on Barracuda territory. Eagles looking for 2 goals. Wilds might find one of the 2 here off the backboard. It's going to be saved by a Drift and sent almost to the midfield. Thrift, again, sending it to the back wall. We have Wild trying to take a shot, but can't find the momentum.
Leave it slight tap there. Another shot by a Drift. He gets the first hat trick of the night, actually. That's the first one we've seen. So nice job for him. Want to be a player that we watch out for here. Now the next kickoff. Wilds over to the side. They're going to be any follow-up. A Drift takes it, leaves it for Flea. Janos off into the side here. He's going to get demoed by Thrift, and now Wilds picks it up right after Thrift, almost setting up a goal for each other. Now Thrift looking to play. Back and forth between Thrift and Wilds. Slip tries to get in, but nope, not going to find it. But there goes Wilds with the shot. It's as if these players have played together for the vast majority of the time while everyone else has to play on scrambled rosters. What a surprise.
It's okay. It's okay. Well,
No,
Eagles,
the dynamic duo really coming through here.
I mean, that's the first goal for the Eagles in this game, so we'll take it as is. They've got 10 seconds to find 2 more. Literally 1 goal per 5 seconds. They needed 1 off the kickoff here. Otherwise, you can get 1 when there's no time left on the clock and just kind of give up what morality goes for your team. But this is GG Go Next. Barracudas are going to walk away with the Game 3 victory. No one's at match point. No one's won 2 games back-to-back. And with that, we are now at a best of 5.
Unfortunately, Lift there not having anything to credit to him on the activity feed, but he has a ton of individual talent. The coaches are really curious to see how he plays in a 3v3 environment, but it's quite a different thing to have a lot of individual talent and solo queue and actually playing with a competitive team.
Most definitely. Solo queue mentality can be a crusher for a lot of people, so it takes time to get out of that, but working in a team environment definitely is something that could help with that.
All right, game number 4 is coming up right now. I feel like Mr. Krabs with the with the cowbell. Day 4. Let's give it up for day 4. Right now, though, who will go to the match point here? If the Barracudas win it, they will go to match point. But if they don't, then we're at least going to see. Let me do the math here. Game 6. Mm-hmm. So. Again, you're not happy about it, but your prediction is coming true.
I've accepted it. We're going a full 7, and that's fine by me. No matter what, I always typically you hear me wanting the game 7, but sometimes 7 games is a lot. Just go for the best of 5.
I love how every time a best of 7 is organized, we have a revolt here on the casters desk just to let
best of
the
5
powers
is
that
good.
be know. Best of 5 is like the golden zone for Rocket League.
Best of 7 is pushing my limit in multiple ways.
Watch us next week. They're going to give us a best of 9.
If they give me a best of 9, I will cry and laugh on desk at the same time. And
laugh
it'll be
your way
ugly.
Through the pain.
Exactly. But I mean, at the end of the day, if the players can handle it, there's nothing more I can say. It does prep them for the monstrosity that is dealing with land events. So I get it. You need to get the energy levels and this endurance/stamina of these players up to handle best of 7s and beyond that, because you could have back-to-back best of 7 series. So we'll take it as it's conditioning for going to major events in the future for these guys, and as they're moving into college, they definitely need that energy levels. We have Thrift come in and find a goal for the Eagles off of assist from Wilds. Big shock.
What a coinky-dink.
I wonder if they're both wearing their sunglasses again, despite being in different locations right now.
Probably. Most likely. We'll just have to see. No, we won't see. What am I talking about? They're playing remotely. See, this is what happens. My brain turns to mush when a best of 7 is brought into the mix here. Here we go. Flea is going to take control of the ball, driving around the corner, leaving it up for a Drift. Who just is able to find the equalizer. Barracudas want to try to do the impossible and actually win 2 games in a row.
Let's see if they can. It's not out of the cards. It's just we have yet to see it actually happen. 4 minutes left in this game. Best of luck to both teams.
Here we go, Thrift. Gonna try to say the Eagles are gonna go back. In case you haven't missed it, I'm your host, Jake. I'm your host, Salt Mountain, joined by Salty Bird here on the desk here. Now as we head over a little bit of pondering from the Barracudas, just a bit of silence to decide what the strategy is going to be next, and the strategy is going to be Cry, because Wild's got a goal. Overall, that's good job by Wilds. A defiant roar from Rexy of Jurassic franchise fame, saying we will not be defeated. We are going to drive this to Game 7.
I called it after Game 1. That's all I got to say about that. Still got 3 minutes and 30 seconds, though. Barracudas can score 2 goals in that amount of time. Minute 15 seconds. It's doable.
It's doable. Rep with the goal there, more than doable, gets another hat trick.
Oh, my nuggets.
Nice job there. Here we go now, continuing to move on in this game. 3 minutes left. Lift is gonna get pinched over to the side. Now there goes Plea. Wilds, their long shot back toward the goal. There we find it. Drift and Wilds doing all the work here. Still Lift trying to find a way to kind of get into the action here.
That's okay. It's okay to be the quiet facilitator for your team. I've actually talked about that before. It's okay not to be flashy. It's okay to just make sure that you are rotating properly and being available for your teammates when they need it, and only, really aggressing when it's necessary, because you can really disrupt the play style of your other 2 teammates. And if being that silent, kind of sleeper agent player is beneficial for your team and you can pull it off well, keep doing it. Like that.
There you go. He actually finds what he was looking for there. That's a great job there. Was able to play it around 2, actually threading the needle between Nano and Adrift to find the goal. Great job by Lift there. Now everyone on the Eagles has a goal. I'd say it's pretty much decided now with a 5-goal lead, but we still have over half left. That is not a genuine laugh you're seeing right there. That is laughing through the pain.
Yeah, the one on my player photo is a little bit more accurate.
A little more accurate to the
Typically, I
mood.
smile though for those photos. That was a first for me, looking all serious. I think it was because I had the buzz cut that I did that, and it definitely has paid off.
trying to strike fear into the hearts of the opponents.
Yes, exactly. Nano trying to carry that ball in. Can't do it, though. Too many touches will mean that ball gets stolen away. Got to communicate to your teammates when they have pressure on them, or if they have the space to continue to maintain control of the ball. It's something that you do in standard soccer, and something that also applies to Rocket League, hence why it is 3v3 soccer with the twist. A few twists.
A lot of twists back and forth tonight as neither team has been able to get it. There it goes around the side there. Slide tap there by Thrift. Thrift and Wilds double committing. We know they work well together, but we don't want to see them working together like that. Never want to double commit like that. Lee not able to get the tap there, though. So now Thrift and Wilds going to drive it up the field, try to play off each other. Doesn't turn into a goal, though. Nano around the corner is going to try to stop Lift. Lift is going to have it stolen away from him by Plea. It heads way back over to the other side of the field where Thrift is to do the reflect. Over to Wilds, the 2 teammates working together. What a surprise!
And a 6-goal lead. I want the Barracudas to find one more, though.
I just want them to find one more for, like, the boost, the mood boost.
Yes, most definitely.
Don't worry. It's going to eat it back up. I've accepted reality. As we move forward here, Lift is trying to... that double commit from the Barracudas now. So now we've seen a double commit on both teams. But that's something that can normally happen on these best of 7s. We kind of see fatigue starting to set in for these players. Now Lift goes, it just goes off the wall there. Here goes Wilds and Nano. Not going to be able to find a play there, so it heads back over towards the Eagles. Lee steals it away from them. Oh, Thrift, another shot on goal. But overall, it's pretty certain that it's going to be 30 seconds left until the Eagles win. We're just waiting for the final timer to tick down. Drift with a slight tap there, a little bit of ping pong back and forth in midfield, leaves it open for a drift, and they're not going to find that a whole bunch of whiffs. Anyhow, I do indeed think that fatigue is setting in for these teammates. So they're going to need a short break because I've seen a lot of whiffs, a lot of missed shots, a lot of double commits in those last few minutes. So I think everyone is starting to get a little bit tired right now as it's tied back up between these two teams, best of 7. Reset basically to a best of 3 now. It will be decided in the next 3 games. But overall, Nerdy, like I said, I think everyone's starting to get a bit tired there. I think it's time to maybe take a short break and see the conclusion afterwards,
Most
if you
definitely.
agree with that sentiment.
I agree 100%.
All right, we'll take a short break and be back after this.
Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Here are a couple lessons I've learned over the years. Friendships come in all shapes and sizes. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by. Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
Welcome back to the Esports Tower Rumble in Rocket League. Tonight we were showcasing 2 best-of-7 show matches, see how things turn out. And these 2 teams, the Barracudas and the Eagles, have both tied each other 2-2 overall in this series. So they've basically reset it to a best-of-3. We now have 3 games to decide who the winner is going to be. I'm your host, Jacob Jem Palmer, joined by Artie Nerdy Rain to call all of the action for you. And I have to say, even though the Barracudas are matching the Eagles, I'm going to go and call it out. I think the Eagles have a little bit of an unfair advantage. Everyone else in the tournament is having to play on a mixed roster, but the dynamic duo in the Eagles somehow still gets to stay together.
Yeah, that does give them a leg up. I mean, one could argue that a Drift and Nano have played together, and Plea, like that group has played together quite a bit in the past, but it's been such a long time since they've been together, and I feel like that's a slight disadvantage. You could also argue that a Drift, having played with Wilds and Thrift during the Esports Tower like mega events, can provide some insider info, but learning that all on the fly within a week's time and how to counter that can be difficult as well. So at the end of the day, I'm siding with you. I feel as though we need to break Thrift and Wilds up. It's time to put an end to the relationship that they share just for like one Esports Tower tournament.
It's time to recognize that the relationship is no longer working in each other's
But
favor.
it is. It's working too well.
It's working too well. Think of the children, though. All right, game 5. Let's see what happens here. Eagles, Barracudas, both teams tied 2 apiece in best of 7.
We have a Drift go up, take the shot, hits the crossbar. Nano come in to try and close that one out. Unfortunately, can't get the right angle. Flea tries to go for another one. It doesn't have enough forward momentum, and it ends up going towards the side. Thrift now carrying across midfield stride. Nano goes for the challenge, steals it away off the ground. Sends it to a Drift who's trying to do a pass back. Nano taking out Nif in the meantime. Takes the shot. It's going to be taken away by Drift.
There goes a Drift. Just flies right past it. Flea trying to make a play happen, but there goes Wilds demoing Flea. But in that demo, the ball actually stays in Eagles territory, so it's not a whole lot to show for it. Right now, Flea elevates up just a little bit to get a tap on it, but they're still going to be defending in home turf. Lift now drives it around the corner looking for centering. Drift has it. Where is it? There it is, and it's just a bit too high.
Looks like a Drift with very little pressure is going to be able to bring this ball across midfield stripe into the back third on Eagle territory. Double commit from defenders, goes unpunished. Wilds off the wall, going to elevate, look for a teammate, dunk it down to Nip. And Nip and Wilds find a goal with Thrift getting a medal along with it. That is the Eagles putting themselves in the lead by 1.
Nice job by the Eagles. This would be a back-to-back win for them if that was indeed the case, so it might happen. It might actually happen. The impossible is actually possible here. Wilds and Thrift working together. What a surprise. Not going to find the goal there, though.
Nano has an opportunity, is taken out by Thrift. Nif goes for the shot on goal, not even going to get it credited to them. Wilds elevates, looks for an opportunity to dunk the ball down away from their goal area. Nano goes for the challenge, is going to collide with Thrift instead. Shot on goal from Drift, hits that corner post, unfortunately. And then Thrift off the follow-up will find the save.
Here goes Wilds. It's going to be knocked over inside by Flea. Goes down toward Drift, off the corner, stolen by Nano. Back to a Drift. Nano looking to set it up. Oh, but didn't get any sort of centering there. So Wilds, a lawn bomber back off the backboard. Is there a follow-up? There is by Lip, but it goes way wide. And all 3 members of the Barracudas kind of bunched up around the ball, what you did not want to see in these moments.
We are now entering the last half of game number 5 here. Eagles in the lead by 1. Let's see if they can break our curse and actually put themselves in the lead after winning 2 back-to-back games, or if the Barracudas win this one out in their favor. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. Barracudas still looking for their first goal. Thrift pushing up, crossing that midfield stripe, plays it around 2, but Nano and Drift have already rotated back, and Flea will get possession of the ball for a few seconds.
Drift around corner to set it up. Look at the play here. But don't look at that play. Well, if you're a fan of Blip, look at that play, because that was a nice steal from him. But overall, still keeping. That's 2 back-to-back saves by Lip. I mean, like you said, Nerdy, it's not always about being the flashiest player, but being the dependable one.
Ooh, Nano, are you gonna... Nif, why you gotta do this to me? Nif! Okay. I really thought Nif was gonna get another one there, but Plea manages to just squeak it above him.
Just barely. Alrighty, tied 1 apiece as we have a minute and a half left. Who's gonna go to match point here? This next kickoff, Wilds, it's pinched over to the side. Way back over toward the Eagles' goal and saved by Lip. Slight pass off the backboard there. Not going to anyone in particular, though, so I don't quite know what the game plan was there. I see Wilds, though, trying to just score a solo goal there. Almost did it, it looks like. 1 minute left. Nip setting it up for Thrift. And not quite going to get it. Still a nice shot.
We're tied 1 aside. Are we going to see our second overtime here in this best-of-7 series between the Eagles and Barracudas? Unless someone can find a goal for themselves and put their team in the lead, we're basically at 0-0 between these two with 45 seconds left on that clock. Lots of back and forth happening. Need to start making plays with a purpose, not just because they are available to do, as we have a shot from Bleed, turned away by Thrift, and that is actually going to be Adrift finding a goal for themselves off the rebound, I believe.
Nice job there overall.
Ooh!
It's always nice when you can get one of those solo plays there.
Most
Add it to your highlight reel, your virtual resume.
Those are important, by the way, so if you haven't been making one and you're kind of in your junior, senior year of high school, you should start doing that. Just a pro tip.
Life lessons.
Ooh! Ooh! Double demos! Not capitalized on, though, and all of them have respawned.
Only a few seconds to get the advantage off the demolition. So you better make it count. Those demolitions just really didn't lead to anything, and now the Barracudas look like they're going to be the ones to get the win here. And there you go.
After that.
Barracudas now move on to the match point, but Eagles probably not ones to be counted out. So we're already here. Nerdy is absolutely filled up their side of the desk. Just so you know, this is a dry erase desk here, so we can use dry erase markers here. Nerdy is just scrawled across stats.
Yeah, I'm also, thank you for clarifying that this is a giant dry erase board. I don't want anyone to think that I am vandalizing Boise State property.
No.
I'm not a bad person like that.
We have an eraser. We have the tools for this situation here.
Yes, most definitely. I would never do that. But yeah, I have been keeping track because it's hard to remember everything going back to the start of the broadcast, and part of the job is remembering some of that.
Yep.
If you can't, the alternative is to write it down.
Yeah. Has anything been standing out to you in terms of stats at all?
Really, it is more of the silent play style that I'm seeing from quite a few players. That's coming from players like Comet that we saw in our first series, and then Nif in the second series. However, I also will, of course, talk about Thrift and Wilds. They're doing a fantastic job of working together. And then as far as this game goes, also Adrift is doing a fantastic job on making sure they're following up on goal-scoring opportunities and have facilitated quite a few of those shots to actually go into the back of the net, whether it be a solo play or following up on a teammate's play.
Alrighty, let's head into the game that is the match point for the Barracudas. If they win this will end the series, so here we go. Drive around the corner, trying to start out with a goal right off the bat. They played around lift. Didn't quite look like either team got what they wanted there. Silly left up to P. Still a lot of fighting in midfield. Nipped around the side. And still just kind of a bunch back and forth.
Play at the mid, has the ball. It's going to go a little bit too high. They're going to challenge by Thrift, who dumps it down past them. Leaves it for Wild. Wilds gets demoed by Adrift. Adrift sends it to the side. Nif battling it out for possession. Has to leave it so Nano can come in for the Barracudas, sending it to the opposite side.
Flea now pushing forward. Thrift gets demoed by a Drift who's kind of just going for that if I can't touch the ball, you can't either opportunities, but Nip carries it across the midfield stripe, has to play it around 2, but pops it up for the backboard play and has it stolen away by, I believe that was Flea and a Drift.
Kind of uncharacteristically, you know, normally, like you said, with the prediction you made of it going to Game 7, we normally see the team that's trailing score a goal in the first few seconds, but it hasn't happened quite yet for the Eagles. In fact, they've been on the back foot for a lot of the time here.
Perhaps the Barracudas have kicked it into overdrive. We'll have to see. A Drift takes a shot. It's way too wide, and Flea can't follow up, so they're going back into their own territory. Shot on goal is going to be taken away by Nano, who sends it across the midfield stripe. It's going to get us another touch. Pops it up in front of the goal. Shot opportunity. The follow-up from a Drift. It's going to find goal number 1 for the Barracudas, and that took almost 2 minutes to happen for them. So definitely a much slower than what we've seen in the past, especially this late in the series. Not looking to gas themselves entirely early on, but hungry to close this one out.
Yeah, you got to kind of play like that. You know, you don't want to burn yourself out through the match, and it's always good, you know, not trying to be too aggressive, making sure you don't leave your own goal open, just not playing carelessly here. And so the Barracudas are going to take a more disciplined approach to this, a more steady approach rather than just trying to be flashy and explosive. I approve of that.
Nano here in the corner. Typically our defensive style player is trying to make sure that they can get that 2-goal lead. Ends up having to pass back to Flea. Flea goes for a multi-touch. That was beautiful. There was a touch from one of the defenders, but again, this is a...
You gotta try.
Yep, if you didn't go for it, it was gonna go in. Going for it, might have assisted it a little bit, but it's okay, Nif. It happens. You can redeem yourself. You got 2 minutes and 44 seconds to do so. Barracudas in the lead by 2. Eagles still clawing at their first opportunity to find a goal.
I mean, it was more a testament to how good an air dribble that was. I mean, that was fancy trolling there. Rip trying to even this up, almost getting a goal there. Gets over to Nano, back over to Flea, back over to the corner. Goes high, grounded, attempted grounding by Thrift. The Barracudas are just managing to put up enough of a defense now. They want to run out that timer. Just end it here before it goes to a Game 7. Technically deny Nerdy of their prediction. But the prediction might still be in play as a goal is scored by the Eagles. Wild.
That was quite the commitment on that goal, though. All 3 members are right there. Risky situation to be in because a breakaway play can easily happen when all of your team is pushed up into the back third of enemy territory. Flea, though. Flea.
Yeah, I mean, wow. That's going to be a way to take kind of the motivation out of the other team just instantly equalize it.
Got a minute and 48 seconds for the Eagles to find a second goal for themselves. Barracudas now looking for another goal to make sure they have that security goal in their back pocket. Will they be able to find it? I don't know. If my prediction's right, they won't. But, of course, I'm fine being wrong. Wild's going to pop the ball up here high in their own territory. It's going to be Nief who's going to go for the challenge against, I believe that was Nano. Neither one gets a touch on it. Thrift takes out a Drift. Thrift now looking to send it to Wild, thwarted by Flea, who's going to back up and try to pass the ball to Nano, but can't quite find them. Nano does get a touch on it, but ball's still over here in Eagle territory, finally going to the midfield stripe.
Watch out for Flea there. Able to get the save, and right off that save, trying to mid-air pass it to Nano, not going to find it. Now we're down to just 1 minute, but Barracuda is still barely holding on to life right now, but no! Thrift! Oh, Eagles making it interesting with 1 minute left.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, maybe I just shouldn't say the Barracudas are doing good at all here, because every time I've said that, they've been scored against.
Well, we've got 56 seconds for either team to put themselves in the lead, lest we head into overtime. I mean, really what both teams want is 2 goals to put themselves in the lead, plus 1 extra, so there is no buzzer beater opportunities. Buzzer beaters are flashing and amazing, but they're painful when you're barely in the lead. Shot on goal from the Barracudas, thwarted by Wild. Ball at the mid. Nano's going to elevate, spike the ball high. Does not ricochet off the ceiling, but no one's there to follow up immediately. So we have Drift actually take the shot finally, but it's going to be saved by Thrift. Another reset here from Bleach. Centers it up, but it goes too wide for the follow from a Drift, who has to reset the play again, and it's getting a lot of pressure put on them by the Eagles defenders.
10 seconds left. Opportunity for the Barracudas to maybe get a final buzzer beater here. Might not let no, they're just going to let it go to overtime unless the Eagles find it right now. No, it is going to go to overtime. Barracudas just need one to win the whole series here. Can they do it?
Nif wins the kickoff, but they're going to rotate back instead. Nano is going to challenge Thrift for possession. Shot on goal from Thrift, stopped by Flea. Ball not leaving Barracuda territory just yet, and Drift sends it to the midfield. But it goes straight to Nif, who has to play around all three members of the Barracudas. Ends up with Wilds at the midfield. Stripe trying to get it away from a Drift. They can't quite do so. Ball in the back third on Eagles territory.
Well, this is an Eagles territory, though. Shots on goal like that could still be made through by Nano, trying to squeeze it in, not going to find it. Lee trying to follow up. They have come so close here to getting a goal time after time again. Like you said, Nerdy, it's those soccer rules not quite working all in favor of them. Oh, trying. Oh, nope. Not there.
Flea pops the ball up. It's going to go to the midfield. Challenge between Flea and Nif. Ends up with Nano sending the ball to the back corner in Eagle territory. Thrift pushing it to midfield. Stripe sends it to Wild. They've got time. They just have to make the right play, and it's going to be Wild who finds their buzzer beater, tying us up 3-aside in our best-of-7 series overall, and bringing us into game number 7.
You were right, Nerdy. You were right.
It's not like I wanted to be right.
You be wrong for once.
I'm fine with being wrong. I admitted that. But, you know, sometimes it just happens.
Sometimes it just happens indeed. Congrats to the Eagles there, driving it to a Game 7. Now the silver lining is it has to end here.
No matter what, this is the last 5 minutes and change that y'all get, unless somehow you magically make it to be an 8-minute overtime, which you've done to us in the past. And if you do it again, I mean, I'll fully accept it. That means you gave it your all, and that's genuinely what I always want to hear from you guys. Excited to take it all the way to the full best-of-7 series, showing these teams are very equally matched. We'll have to see if that boost coming out from the dynamic duo of Thrift and Wilds really ends up being the ace in the hole for the side of the Eagles, or if the Barracudas can come out on top here.
You know, just have to see how it turns out. I can't really call it for one team either or the other because these are very evenly matched. Slight call out for the Eagles, just because they have more of that team synergy, I think. For
Ooh, okay, well,
maybe not the most legit reasons, but I think they do.
All right, if you're going to go with the Eagles, I will go with the Barracudas then. So best of luck to both teams. You have one caster cheering for you. Pseudo, we're not going to make it too obvious during our casting here. See how this goes. We have a Drift, pass it to Pali. It pops up at the midfield where Wild actually ends up snagging it, sending it to the wall, looking for an opportunity to get another touch in, but it's saved by that defensive brick wall by Nano.
Rip with the pass over to Wilds. Wilds is going to demo Flea in mid-air, but was going for the goal there, so that demo is going to be no consolation. Goes right over the Eagles, back towards their goal. Still plenty high, though. Out the corner. Nip is not going to be able to push it in there. Wilds is heading back but misses. Opportunity for the Barracudas, and they find it. Adrift with the goal there.
All right, just under 1 minute for the first goal to be scored. Let's see if they can find another one, but early leads don't always guarantee a victory because the more time you leave for the other team to score goals to equalize, you know, the more opportunity they have.
See if the Barracudas can seize on this opportunity to try to open up a larger lead here. midfield. Nif. Oh, it's just a little bit to the left there, though, to be considered a shot on goal. We're going to credit it to him. A lot of fighting still over in the corner. Nano, the demo onto Wilds, answered back by Drift. Both teams are going to fully respawn here. Drift off the respawn. Still trying to fight for it. Is going to leave it for Nano in the corner. Going to have to go up against the wall, taken away from him by Wilds. Wilds leaving it for Drift there. And of course the two scope. Just like how I thought it would.
Well, we're at the it's complicated 0-0 between these two teams. 3 minutes, 26 seconds left on the clock. Perhaps your prediction of the dynamic duo being the leg up that the Eagles need to come out on top of this series will be true. We'll have to wait and see. Still plenty of Rocket League left here in our final game of the evening.
Long shot there by Wilds. Now over to Nif. Gets it for the Eagles. That third player also being a huge player. Great job there. One of them, it was only really up to Nano there, and the other player was falling out of the air, so they couldn't really respond to that.
You can't save them all. It's okay. Now you just have to score another goal. 1 goal, 3 minutes, 12 seconds to do so. Doable. And Adrift responds almost immediately. I think that was like 2, maybe 3 seconds since the last one. So now we are tied to a side. Plenty of time left for this to go either way yet again. Both teams looking for 2 goals and then to maintain that lead. No one there just yet.
Drift and Nano trying to work off each other for the kickoff. Drift slight pass over to Clee. Back to Adrift, who was able to dribble it around 1, gets demoed though mid-dribble, and that leaves enough time for the Eagles to stop that goal from going forward and pass it back.
Ball at the midfield. Nano tosses it up past Wilds. It's going to be Nif who comes in actually to help out. The Eagles maintain possession here. Drift gets it past them though. Has to play it around Thrift. Can't do so because the ball got too far forward in front of them. Thrift going for some fancy aerial play. Shot on goal. Saved by Flea. Wilds goes to the center up to Nif. Nif takes a shot. It's going to be a little bit too wide.
Wilds, possibly has a shot here. Nano's a bit too fast though for him.
Nano sending the ball to the back third on Eagles territory. Shot on goal. Gonna be saved by Nif. Now Thrift in the air, crosses down into the back third on Barracuda's half. Centers it up for Wild. Wild shots turned away by Flea. Sent to the midfield stripe. Thrift tries to redirect, send it right back, but the volley can't happen. The angle was just not quite right. Flea's gonna leave it, allow Nano to come in and collide with Wilds. Thrift now with possession. It's gonna have a challenge put on them by Flea, but Flea can't get a touch on it, so they leave it for Adrift, who sends it to the other side of the field.
Plays it off the corner, but there's no follow-up for him. They're trying to rotate back actually here. Fast enough for it, though, turning it into a very quick turnaround. Eagles with a shot there, but it doesn't turn into anything. Off the side wall, over there, and stop by Thrift. Now Flea's gonna try again, but his shot is kind of hampered as he's demoed midway through it, but it still might be enough to set it up for Nano here, making the play around 2, 3, go in, it does!
Oh my gosh, that was, whew.
I mean, look at that. He had to play around all 3 members, and that's what we say. The soccer rules, the ball has to be completely past the goal line for it to count.
You want to see some tragic goals that were not accredited, hop on Reddit. You can literally see like zoom-ins where a pixel does not cross that goal line, so it's not counted. And it hurts.
Eagles trying to even it up, though. Very aggressive play in the final minute here. Find it there, so Barracuda's just looking for one big clear. That's what they need, one big clear. Around the corner. Actually going to leave for Nif. Hands it off for Wilds, but Nano takes it. Right in front of the goal, and Barracuda's actually they're being a bit passive here. Painting back in their own territory, just waiting for the opportunity to clear it.
Nif goes for the challenge against the Drift. Nano takes out Wilds. It's now in a great cherry-picking situation.
But Wilds does respawn. Sorry, it was Thrifty got taken out. Now Wilds and Thrift are back here in the corner going for the challenge. Flea plays it around one. Can they play it around another? They just skirt the ball into that net. Up by 2, 5 seconds
It's been a long
left.
time since I've seen a goal like that here in this type of competitive Rocket League. That's like the goal you see when you first start playing. No aerial whatsoever, just drive it in.
Yeah.
But hey, it works.
True.
If it works, it works.
And it definitely secured the victory here for the Barracudas. Nicely done. Congratulations, Eagles, on putting up as much of a fight as you possibly could, bringing this all the way to the 7th game. And with that, though, the Barracudas win this best of 7 and close out our game 2 and our final game of the evening.
Congratulations to both of these teams, but the Barracudas ultimately getting the victory there are going to win the second show match of the night. Congratulations to them, and thank you to all of the teams for giving us some very exciting matches that went down to the wire, both of them.
I think that does demonstrate the coaches made the right choices, though we will continue to argue that you can break up Thrift and Wilds. It's okay. They won't cry.
If you're going to advertise it as an event where the rosters are scrambled up, I'm just saying, you have to be equal opportunity. Can't make exceptions here.
But with that being said, I do believe we have one last task to complete.
Yep, the ICCU player of the game. We give our predictions, or we can just throw it over to production, because I've noticed that when you make predictions today, the outcome is a little soul-crushing. So maybe we just should have no predictions at all and just go right into it.
I think we just got the go-ahead to do that.
Here we go. And the ICCU player of the game is going to be given over to Gababy.
All right. Nicely done, Gababy. Congratulations.
Yeah, a very common player that we have seen, and really kind of had the advantage in the sense that Gababy is used to roster changes.
Yeah, Gababy
they have been
gets
juggled
shuffled.
between so many teams, which really is surprising considering how talented a player.
Well, it could be that they're just trying to find the right fit for Gababy. It's something the esports star really takes the time to do to make sure that you're on a team that can give you the most success. So that's okay for Gababy. I mean, their playstyle is very aggressive, and finding people that can cooperate with that is going to be very difficult. You have to find people that match that energy. Just haven't quite found the right opportunity just yet for Gababy to completely pop off. But nonetheless, it doesn't stop Gababy from doing so to the best of their ability in each and every game that we get to cast for him.
Fair enough. Player of the game brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central is helping members achieve financial success. Gababy is the Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. Well, that was a great match. Congratulations to all of the teams on an exciting night of Rocket League Summer Show matches. Both series were incredibly close, showing just how insanely talented these players are and how quickly they can adapt to new teammates. Make sure you join us next week for more fast-paced Rocket League action on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll close out with the top 5 plays of the game, brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams. Join out there. Reach out to them on Twitch at iGuard Gaming. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your top 5 plays. Great play by DJ and Enzo. We'll see if they can continue it up as they pepper another shot onto the goal there. 2-3-2 is going to be credited with the save. So here goes Comet to waterfall it down, trying to set it up again. Just squeezing it in. Enzo makes it 3-0.
That was absolutely awesome. I don't know what the heck happened.
I think a drift is going to get in the passing lane. No, it's stolen away from them. Dangerous situation for the Barracudas. And there you go, Eagles 2-0.
And we are past the halfway mark here in game number 2. I mean, plenty of time left, over a minute per goal. The Barracudas just looking to tie things up, but that means they also have to not
up around the soccer ball right now. It heads back to DJ for the shot just off the backboard. Follow up by Enzo, finds it beautifully shot upper left corner.
Also on top of that, DJ, knowing their ball shot opportunity is too high, they're going to need the follow-ups like, oh, I see a defender, I see a keeper. Takes them out in the process, so there was no...
Takes it away from him, leaves it. Where's the third? There's the third. DJ off the backboard, down in front of the goal, and Enzo finds it for 3-0 lead.
That was absolutely spicy. This is what
I love to see. I love when you're like, where's the third? There's the third. And then Enzo, I actually think, got pushed forward by Gababy, and that actually
Set it up for Nano here, making the play.
Oh,
Around
Nano,
2, 3,
Nano,
go
Nano.
in. It does.
Oh my gosh, that was. Whew. Whew.
I mean, look at that. He had to play around all 3 members, and that's what we say. The soccer rules, the ball has to be completely past the goal line for it to